My name is Walt Pavlo, and in January of 2001, I received a 41-month sentence to federal prison for money laundering, wire fraud, and an obstruction of justice charge in association with activities that took place while I worked at MCI WorldCom. The thought that I had initially had in meeting with my outside partner was, with a partner at the time, was that I'm missing something in this entire equation. My bosses are paid much higher salaries, or getting greater stock options, or they seem to be enjoying the fruits of this manipulation much more than I am. The customers of MCIs that are out there seem to be absconding with all this money. My bosses aren't reporting these people running off with this money that we had some evidence of a misappropriation of those funds. They're not reporting to the FBI, to internal auditors, to the FCC. Everybody's getting rich in this game except me. And I look and I say, I don't think that that's fair. Back in up until 1995, I had a very good boss that I worked for, very high ethical standards, and he was one of the most remarkable people I ever worked with. He's my mentor. In late 1995, under pressure, and I had talked to him, we had collaborated on the problems that we were seeing, but under pressure, he resigned and moved to another part of MCI. At the same time, I had written the memo saying that I think 1996 is going to be a problem. And with those two events happening, losing my mentor, a rejection of a memo with regard to the bad debt that I saw coming, I was promoted to senior manager. So now they're telling me, it's now your problem. You're the guy in charge. And the new boss that I reported to was very distant. We met very seldom. He traveled a good bit. He trusted me. He believed in my experience that I could get the job done. So that relationship fostered an area where I could even be more creative, which eventually led, that looseness of not having somebody to talk to, not have somebody that you trusted to tell about your problems, was a large contributing factor to the decisions that I ultimately made. The acts that I perpetrated personally could have been caught very easily with just a good boss, somebody who was talking to me, someone I could confide in, somebody who was sharing the burden that I've talked about earlier of the things that I was going through. There would have been no way that I could have acted in the way that I did, because I eventually, when I did look at crossing over that line, it was because I had confided in somebody outside of MCI, and I was very much wanting to find somebody within MCI to confide in. And so, if I could point to one specific instance, it would be the lack of a mentor. Had I been in the situation that I was, where I was asked on behalf of my corporation to manipulate financial records, to somehow meet goals that I knew were unattainable unless I did act, I would have walked away. I wouldn't have gone to the authorities. I would have simply walked away. The correct decision to make was to have gone to authorities. And I'm not sure that I could have done that. And I think that some of the new legislation that's just come about recently with protecting whistleblowers, the lady at Enron, Sharon Watkins, the lady at WorldCom who came forward, it is so important for people to know that they can be protected in the event that they are compromised, and it's important that the government look and seek to protect that person. So I think that that's coming out more, and I think that that will change a lot of people's decision making. It certainly would have mine. I mean, had it been like it is now, and you see these things going on, to be a whistleblower is the highest of ethical standards that there can be. Even if you've compromised yourself somewhat in the past, know that there is some protection and that you are doing the right thing. I think the Sarbanes-Oxley Act itself means well, but Sarbanes-Oxley wasn't around when we were manipulating financial records. There were plenty of laws, there were plenty of guidelines which guided, an organization and how they were supposed to act. I think that Sarbanes-Oxley is more of like, you guys really need to get real about what's going on. But the laws themselves, the same ones that were broken then would be broken now with or without Sarbanes-Oxley. I think that's more of a realization for business to wake up that your executives are going to be held accountable for actions throughout the organization, and ignorance is not going to be a defense.